Welcome back. The Compassionate Friends Fargo-Moorhead is a local group that provides support to every family experiencing the death of a son or a daughter.
Walk to Remember is an annual event that allows families to come together and remember those that they've lost. And join us this morning are Kara and Paul Bailey. Welcome back to the show. Great to have you here.
Thanks for having us back.
We were talking before we came on here and said that, hey, last year was a really nice success and a way to acknowledge the loss of these loved ones. So tell us about last year and what's coming up this year.
Well, this year we will be hosting our 11th annual Walk to Remember at Oak Grove, 10:30 tomorrow morning. And we walk down to Island Park, the Angel of Hope statue, and where you can lay flowers down around the angel. And then we'll also be doing a balloon release if people want to bring balloons. And then we also supply butterflies that we'll be releasing. And and then we'll walk back up to Oak Grove where we have a potluck where we supply chicken and roast beef, and people can bring their loved ones' favorite potluck type picnic meal or dinner, whatever. And then we also have a few speakers scheduled, and then we just enjoy lunch and good conversation with other families that have lost children or loved ones. It doesn't have to be just a child. It can be somebody you want to walk in memory, you know, a friend or a grandparent, uncle, aunt, whatever.
And you guys will be walking in memory of your son, Nick. So share that story again with us. I know you did a year ago.
Nick was 16 years old, very healthy young man, and football player for Shanley High School, and had a football game that night. Everything went well, and came home and had a wonderful night at home, and he passed away throughout the night. And we found out later that he had an enlarged heart, and things just went wrong. He got out of rhythm, and so yeah, that throws everybody into a complete whirlwind. Your heart breaks, and there's always a piece of your heart that will always be missing when you lose a child.
Which is the beauty of this walk. It gives people a chance to come together and share their stories. And you mentioned, at least Kara mentioned some speakers. Paul, who's going to be speaking tomorrow? And are you going to be speaking, or?
I don't know. We just kind of leave it up to a couple families that if they want to, feel like they want to talk and, share their story. We always seem to get a few new families that want to talk about, everybody wants to talk about their child. So, and we get families that come from out of state. They'll, plan their vacation around coming to this weekend to, participate in the walk. And you have families that have moved away and whatnot. So this is the one time that they can get together with everybody else and, catch up and see how everybody's doing.
How important has it been for you guys, too, when you guys have been kind of going through all of this, to have the Compassionate Friends?
It's been a huge help for me and Paul, I believe. Our first meeting that we went to was 3 weeks after we lost Nick. And I remember walking in and saying, this is not for me. These people are laughing, they're smiling, how can they? We just lost our kid, and now you guys think it's just normal life. Well, after you attend a couple of times, you realize that you will eventually get to that point. It takes a long time, but eventually you can smile again, you will laugh again, and the memories finally do turn to happy. It's not all sad. And that's, I think, it'll be 8 months next month, and we're finally at the point where we laugh. We talk about Nick all the time. We laugh about what he used to do. Some of them were crazy things, but that's part of being a kid. So it has helped us just by being able to help other people and say, you're not alone. You're not going crazy. This is all part of the grieving process of losing a child.
So is there like weekly meetings you can go to, or are they monthly, or how does it work?
Yeah, once a month.
Once a month.
And we get together and, I don't know, talk for about an hour, and then we kind of sit around afterwards and, just talk amongst each other and share stories and that. But the one thing that, I've learned is over the time, you can have tears of joy. The tears of pain do turn to tears of joy. So that's the one thing that I've taken, that over time, they're not all sad days. You do get happy days again, but it just takes time. So
let's remind people what time tomorrow and how can people participate. And
10:30 tomorrow morning at Oak Grove Park in North Fargo. And we do have transportation. If you make it down to Island Park and you can't walk back, we have transportation for you to get back to Oak Grove. or if you want to, you know, if you're walking partway and you can't get it, we'll give you a ride to make sure you get back to where you need to be. And anybody is welcome. We just invite everybody, and we just want to get, you're not alone out there. So.
Amen.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing the story, and thanks for putting this walk together for people. We
Yes.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, stay with us. We'll wrap things up right after this.